Good morning, friends. Welcome to Akulmach Live, and this is a science show. And today we have a very interesting topic to discuss, which is about the Voyager. And you know that Voyager has been going on and on outside the solar system and making discoveries every day and giving mankind valuable information that is required about the outer solar system. So what is going on? What is so special after so many years? What is something that the Voyager is facing? And you know that there are two Voyagers, Voyager 1 and Voyager 2. Both are going in different directions, but both have reached or probably crossed the boundary of our solar system. So, going back as a recap, both the Voyagers were launched in the year 1977 on board a Saturn V rocket, the same rocket which was used for the moon mission. In which the Apollo mission basically, so very powerful rocket, huge rocket, many stories high, equal to almost multi-story buildings. Such a rocket was used to launch both Voyagers, Voyager 1 and Voyager 2. And today, after 44 years, they have traversed 20 billion kilometers away from the Earth. So it's a huge distance there. Both are huge distance away. And scientists at that point in time had anticipated that in order to communicate back on Earth, the Voyager would need a very strong antenna, but they had never planned that they would be traveling so far and still active. However, both the Voyagers are so far. It takes some time for the signal to be picked up back on Earth, and therefore there are a lot of observatories spread across the world, because scientists don't want to miss any faintest of the signal that we are receiving from the Voyager probe. So, as I said, this is in operations since last 44 years. Now, these Voyagers are so far off, they cannot be powered by any solar power. So, unlike the satellites that we have today around Earth, they are largely powered by the solar cells, so that the solar cells convert solar energy into electricity, and then satellite runs. However, Voyager was destined to travel outside, away from the sun. So scientists did not plan to put any solar panel on this spacecraft. Rather, this is powered by nuclear power. And this is a nuclear reactor. And since this is nuclear power, this has been installed in such a way that it remains outside the satellite, outside the spacecraft. And since it's nuclear, scientists didn't want this nuclear reactor to disrupt normal functioning of the satellite. Now, this is a very special kind of a nuclear reactor. This works not on a fission or a fusion reaction. This works on something called the natural process of degeneration of plutonium-238. So, as you know that plutonium is a radioactive material, and therefore it has it is a natural tendency to decay, and during the process of decay it generates little bit of heat. That heat is converted into electricity, and that is how the Voyager probes runs. So this is the safest method. In fact, some of the spacecraft which are being sent on Mars also have similar nuclear reactor, and it is not destructive in nature, but the nuclear reaction is very, very slow. However, it does not generate a lot of energy, but it generates energy which is sufficient to run the spacecraft. So after 44 years, this nuclear material which is put in the nuclear reactor is almost finished. So the spacecraft is functioning properly as far as the machinery is concerned, but the power source is dying. And even though there are batteries on board, but then batteries cannot last for so long. So there has to be a power source, but this power source is dying. It is actually depleted already, all the fuel which was kept in the nuclear reactor. You must remember, friends, that in the first place, the mission of the Voyager was only for 4 years. So scientists plan to power the spacecraft up to 4 years. So therefore, and it has lasted for more than 44 years. So this is why this is, it is running out of power. Now, using this power, so many different materials, so many scientific equipments are run in order to do exploration. So it has, first of all, communication antenna. So it has a huge antenna which is used to communicate back on Earth, transmit information, transmit black and white pictures and all that, and also all kinds of scientific experiments that the Voyager runs is transmitted back on Earth using this large antenna. Then it also has cosmic ray detector. Now the cosmic ray detector is used to detect the radiation in the space. So whichever portion of the solar system the spacecraft passes by, it actually detects the radiation in space, and so on and so forth. So it has magnetometer to understand the magnetism in different parts of the solar system, and also the solar wind. So now, as a spacecraft, it's very, very, compared to current day technology, it is sort of outdated, it's oldish. But way back in 1977, this was cutting edge. And at that point in time, scientists had to weigh between how much power they have on board and how many machines they can put. And all of these machines are basically known as scientific experiments. So these scientific experiments are, from their point of view in 1977, they had put adequate instruments on board to ensure that the Voyager basically conduct or fulfill its mission parameters. So considering all these equipment which are being powered by this nuclear reactor, and now the power is running out, so scientists are now coming out with a new power management, because as it is, the initial lifespan of Voyagers were only 4 years. It has outlived its life, initial planned life, many times, and it's all because of the generator or the power source, the nuclear reactor that was put on board of the spacecraft. But with the new power management, scientists are planning to prolong the life of the Voyager, and the way they are trying to do is that the non-required scientific equipments can be shut off, so that say for example, if there are 5 scientific instruments which are on board, they can start shutting down one by one, and once they shut down the scientific equipment, the power can be utilized by next 4, and so on and so forth. So by doing this kind of method, in fact there are other equipment which were already shut prior, which are heater, etc. So heater to warm the circuit, etc., which is not required now. So the heater has been shut down, and they are going to shut down scientific equipment one after the other to ensure that they can get as much information as possible, considering that the Voyager program is coming to an end because the power source is depleting. So this is a strategy as of now. Following this strategy, scientists can, they are planning to extend the life to 2026. Until 2026, the Voyager will be up and running and still exploring and informing humans about what it is able to find outside the heliosphere, in the out in the open space, outside the influence of sun, etc. So if there are 2 years are added, it will be a bonus for the scientist, and therefore considering these measures, they are planning to extend the life, and therefore they are also speculating that if they start shutting the different scientific instruments on board, then the life can be even extended further, because they will have to assess the situation in 2026 to determine the next date of final goodbye from Voyager. So this is what is happening, and in fact in last couple of days Voyager has been in news, and I thought I will do analysis and bring it to you. So friends, thanks for joining me live on this science show. I will catch you again in the next one very soon. Just in case if you have any questions, feel free to send it across. So bye bye for now, catch you again very soon.